Book summary by Teddy Bear's Storytime.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules is the second book in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series by Jeff Kinney, published in 2008. Following the overwhelming success of the first book, which introduced readers to the world of Greg Heffley, Rodrick Rules continues to explore the trials and tribulations of middle school life through Greg's eyes. The book delves deeper into Greg's family dynamics, particularly his relationship with his older brother, Rodrick. This sequel expands on the humor and relatability that made the first book a hit, while also offering more insight into Greg's home life, where his family plays a significant role in shaping his experiences. Jeff Kinney's decision to focus on the sibling rivalry between Greg and Rodrick taps into a universal theme that resonates with readers who have experienced similar conflicts in their own families. The book maintains the same diary format, with handwritten style text and cartoonish illustrations, which has become a hallmark of the series. By the time Rodrick Rules was published, the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series had already begun to establish itself as a staple in children's literature, appealing to a broad audience of young readers and parents alike. The book's humor, combined with its exploration of everyday adolescent issues, solidified Kinney's reputation as a master of capturing the middle school experience. Characters. Greg Heffley, the main character, who continues to navigate the complexities of middle school while dealing with his troublesome older brother. Rodrick Heffley, Greg's older brother, who is a lazy and often mean-spirited teenager, leading a rock band called Lode Dipper. Susan Heffley, Greg's mother, who is well-meaning but often embarrasses Greg with her attempts to get the family to bond. Frank Heffley, Greg's father, who tries to instill discipline in his sons but is often exasperated by their antics, especially Rodrick's behavior. Manny Heffley, Greg's younger brother, who is the pampered and sometimes bratty youngest member of the Heffley family. Rolly Jefferson, Greg's best friend, who remains a constant presence in his life, though their friendship is tested throughout the book. Bill Walter, a member of Rodrick's band, Lode Dipper, who is as lazy and unmotivated as Rodrick. Chirag Gupta, Greg's classmate, who plays a key role in a prank that Greg and his friends execute in the book. Book summary. Summer's End. The book opens with Greg lamenting the end of summer vacation and the return to school. He reflects on how his summer was mostly ruined by Rodrick, who spent the entire time either tormenting Greg or trying to force him to keep quiet about a certain embarrassing incident that happened earlier in the summer. Greg's dread of returning to school is compounded by the fact that Rodrick knows a secret that Greg desperately wants to keep under wraps. This sets the stage for the primary conflict in the book, Greg's struggle to navigate both school and home life while keeping Rodrick at bay. Mom Bucks. Susan Heffley, Greg's mother, comes up with a new idea to motivate her sons, Mom Bucks, a reward system where Greg and Rodrick can earn play money for doing chores, which they can then trade in for real money. Greg is initially excited by the prospect, but his enthusiasm wanes when he realizes how difficult it is to actually earn Mom Bucks, especially with Rodrick constantly sabotaging his efforts. Rodrick, on the other hand, finds ways to cheat the system, which only increases Greg's frustration. This chapter highlights the ongoing sibling rivalry and Greg's frustration with his parents' inability to see through Rodrick's schemes. The talent show. Greg is coerced into joining his school's talent show by his mother, who believes it will be a good way for the brothers to bond. Rodrick, who sees the talent show as an opportunity to showcase his band, Lode Dipper, reluctantly agrees to participate. Greg, however, has no talent to display and is forced to perform a humiliating magic act, which ends in disaster when Rodrick intentionally ruins his performance. The talent show is a pivotal event in the book, as it underscores the tension between Greg and Rodrick, and Greg's desperation to earn his parents' approval despite Rodrick's constant interference. Rodrick's party. When their parents go away for a weekend, Rodrick seizes the opportunity to throw a party at the house, forbidding Greg from telling anyone. Greg is initially excited to have the house to himself, but the party quickly spirals out of control. After the party, Rodrick and Greg must clean up the house before their parents return. Despite their efforts, they fail to cover all the evidence, and Greg accidentally reveals the party to their parents. However, Rodrick manages to twist the situation to his advantage, ensuring that Greg takes the fall for the party, leading to further animosity between the brothers. Secrets and lies. Greg becomes increasingly paranoid about Rodrick revealing the embarrassing secret from the summer, especially after Rodrick starts using the threat to manipulate Greg into doing whatever he wants. Greg's life at school also becomes more complicated as he tries to maintain his reputation while avoiding trouble with Rodrick. The tension between the brothers escalates as Greg tries to come up with a way to keep Rodrick quiet while dealing with the pressures of school and maintaining his friendship with Rolly. The chapter explores Greg's growing anxiety and the lengths he will go to protect his secret, even as his relationship with Rodrick deteriorates. The big reveal. The climax of the book occurs when Rodrick finally reveals Greg's secret to the entire school, leading to Greg's worst fears being realized. The secret, Greg accidentally walked into the women's bathroom at a retirement home, becomes the talk of the school, and Greg is mortified. However, Greg soon realizes that the incident is not as bad as he imagined, and the attention quickly shifts to other gossip. This revelation leads to a moment of self-reflection for Greg, as he begins to understand that his fear of embarrassment often blows situations out of proportion. The chapter marks a turning point in Greg's development, as he starts to take a more mature view of his problems. Resolution. The book concludes with Greg and Rodrick reaching a tentative truce. After the incident at school, Greg decides to stop worrying so much about what others think of him and starts focusing more on himself. He also realizes that, despite their differences, he and Rodrick are stuck with each other as brothers, and they might as well try to get along. The book ends on a somewhat positive note, with Greg and Rodrick sharing a rare moment of camaraderie, though Greg knows that their rivalry is far from over. The resolution is bittersweet, reflecting the ongoing nature of sibling relationships, where moments of peace are often fleeting. Themes. Sibling rivalry. The central theme of the book is the contentious relationship between Greg and Rodrick. Their rivalry drives much of the plot, with each brother constantly trying to one-up the other. The book explores the complexities of sibling relationships, including the blend of love, jealousy, and competition that often defines them. Fear of embarrassment. Greg's fear of humiliation is a recurring theme throughout the book. His desire to keep his embarrassing secret hidden at all costs drives much of his behavior, reflecting the universal adolescent fear of being judged or ridiculed by peers. Family dynamics. The Heffley family's interactions provide a humorous but insightful look at the dynamics within a typical family. The book portrays the challenges of parenting, the frustrations of sibling relationships, and the ways in which family members can both support and sabotage each other. The consequences of dishonesty. The book highlights the ways in which lies and deception can lead to trouble. Both Greg and Rodrick frequently lie to their parents and each other, only to have their dishonesty backfire, leading to misunderstandings and conflicts. Analysis. Character development. Greg continues to evolve as a character, with this book focusing more on his interactions with his family, particularly his brother, Rodrick. Rodrick is fleshed out more in this book, moving beyond the stereotype of the lazy older brother to become a more complex character who struggles with his own issues. The other Heffley family members, especially Susan, play a more prominent role, showcasing the impact of family dynamics on Greg's development. Plot structure. The book is structured around the escalating conflict between Greg and Rodrick, with each chapter building on the tension between the brothers. The episodic nature of the plot, with each chapter focusing on a different aspect of Greg's life, keeps the story engaging while also exploring different themes. The climax and resolution are effective in bringing the story to a satisfying close while leaving room for further exploration of the characters in future books. Setting and atmosphere. The suburban setting is relatable and provides a familiar backdrop for the story, allowing readers to focus on the characters and their interactions. The atmosphere is a mix of humor and tension, with Greg's internal monologue providing insight into his anxieties and frustrations. Symbolism. The Mumbox system symbolizes the futility of trying to impose order and discipline in a chaotic household where siblings are constantly at odds. Rodrick's band, Load Dipper, represents his rebellion against authority and his desire to carve out his own identity, separate from his family. Conclusion. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Rodrick Rules is a successful continuation of the series that delves deeper into the Heffley family's dynamics, particularly the sibling rivalry between Greg and Rodrick. Through humor and relatable scenarios, Jeff Kinney captures the essence of middle school life and the complexities of growing up with siblings. The book's exploration of themes such as fear of embarrassment, the consequences of dishonesty, and the challenges of family life resonates with readers of all ages, making it a timeless addition to the series. The character development, plot structure, and thematic depth all contribute to the book's enduring popularity, cementing its place as a classic in children's literature. The end. Love the book summary. Subscribe Teddy Bear's Storytime YouTube channel now. Like the video. Turn on the notifications. And leave your comments. See you in next book.